A future Hall of Fame crew chief resurfaces with a team you probably wouldn't have seen coming. Another sprint car series moves to protect their brand with restrictions on full-timers and more today. Let's go. It's Tuesday, April 8th. I'm Justin Fiedler. This is DIRTRACKR Daily presented by Kubota Genuine Parts. Ever since the end of the previous iteration of the All-Star Circuit of Champions, we've had several conversations on this show about the ongoing state of regional sprint car racing. If you probably remember, Tony Stewart sold the All-Stars to Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson to make way for the full national touring version of High Limit. For 2024, the Fast Series run by Aaron Fry made a push to try and fill some of that space, especially around Ohio, as did other series like Power Eye and the now-defunct Maverick Series. Fry and Fast sanctioned Ohio Sprint Speed Week last year, and it was a solid bit of cooperation between streaming services and area racetracks to make that happen. Coming into 2025, though, Maverick is gone, Fast is back to a footprint that looks more like it did previously, and the All-Star brand was revived. High Limit, who still owned it, handed things off to promoter and car owner Rich Farmer. Farmer then set up a 27-event schedule across 5 states. He got control of Ohio Speed Week, even though another effort was attempted to create a Speed Week, and he signed 12 full-time drivers. And along with his racing exploits, Farmer, also a business owner, including being a Napa franchisee, and he used those connections to name Napa title sponsor of the New Look All-Stars. And this week, the series makes its season debut with 2 nights set for Attica Raceway Park. But even though the All-Stars are back and Maverick is gone, the competition behind the scenes for regional supremacy rages on. Kenny Brown and Power Eye have continued to expand their footprint with their own Power Eye 410 Outlaw Series, and they also got into partnerships with the Elite Outlaw Series and owner Nathan Moore and Aaron Fry in the Fast Series. Fast and Power Eye are even co-sanctioning a 3-race trip to Indiana with June stops at Lincoln Park, Paragon, and Terre Haute. Fast getting support now from Power Eye obviously helps their side, and Brown and his organization get a foothold in Ohio and Western PA. The Fast Series has already started their 2025 season with a show a few weeks ago that AJ Flick won at Pittsburgh's PA Motor Speedway, but the 2 sides, Fast and the All-Stars, are set to go right up against each other this weekend. Following the Friday and Saturday All-Star events at Attica, Fast has a Sunday show at Millstream. But don't hold your breath that the full-time All-Star teams will make the 1-hour drive west from Attica to Findlay. I've been told this week that the All-Stars and Farmer have barred full-time teams from racing that Sunday show. Speaking to some friends in Ohio, the rumor is Millstream decided against having their Sunday race be All-Star sanctioned, and the series responded by then not allowing their drivers to attend. Supposedly, teams must now get All-Star approval to run races within a certain window of All-Star events. I've heard 24 hours at 100 miles, and I've heard 24 hours and 200 miles. One source told me that tracks that run regular 410 shows won't be a problem to get approval for, and that this policy is more aimed at other tracks and series trying to take advantage of the close All-Star shows to pull in some extra 410 teams. It's not explicitly a fast ban for All-Star full-timers, but it will affect the races this weekend. It also looks like it could come into play late in August if teams wanted to race Waynesfield with the All-Stars and Millstream with Fast. These types of restrictions are certainly something we see elsewhere in sprint car racing, most notably with the World of Outlaws. We just don't usually see them on a local and regional level, and they are almost non-existent in other divisions like late model racing, for example. Farmer is making the move here to protect his business, which I understand, but I'm sure that there's going to be some drivers and fans that do not like this policy. I did reach out to Farmer for comment on the situation, but as of me putting today's show together, I have not heard back from him. If you are curious, there are 13 fast shows that would be options for All-Star teams to race if they so chose. Those 13 races are either not direct conflicts and or they are outside that travel window based on the policy I've heard. Also, just for some added context, the Tony Stewart-owned All-Stars did have a policy in place that was similar, where teams had to get approval in certain situations. We just rarely saw it actually affect any teams or events, but feel free to drop your comments below on this whole situation. Before we move on, if you're playing those pick'em pools during the 2025 dirt racing season, or maybe you're going to throw some bets down on USAC, High Limit, the Outlaws, or you just like stats, check out the analytics section at DIRTRACKR.com. We track all of the top series, all of the top drivers, and all of the biggest events. The database right now, north of 2,200 races worth of results and stats and analysis. You can find a lot of information there available for free. You don't have to sign up or anything. That includes race results, driver pages, and some stat breakdowns. But if you want access to even more, grab a subscription to DIRTRACKR Plus. It's $4.99 a month or $49.99 a year. If you buy the year, you basically get 2 months for free. And you can cancel super easy anytime. Signing up gets you access to the Plus dashboard, which has more stat tools and visualizations. You get 25 extra features. That includes things you're just not going to find anywhere else. Whether you're a race fan, a member of the media, maybe you work for a series or a track, DIRTRACKR Plus is the perfect resource. You can see everything Plus has to offer and sign up for a subscription over at DIRTRACKR.com/GetPlus. Decorated sprint car crew chief Eric Prutzman, he didn't stay on the employment line very long, although he's resurfaced with a team that I don't think many would have guessed. Going back to right before the high limit season opener at Las Vegas, Prutzman and Kasey Kahne Racing parted ways fairly abruptly. Prutzman led Brad Sweet's 49 team to 5 straight World of Outlaws sprint car titles and then followed that up with the High Limit Championship in 2024. For 2025, though, his initial plan was to scale back, be home more often, run KKR as a team manager, and crew chief Kasey Kahne's car when he wanted to race. But Kahne ended up back full-time with High Limit, and Prutzman was again set for a full season on the road. Things went sideways just a few weeks into 2025, though, and Kahne has raced since then with Andrew Bowman and Tate Williamson on the wrenches. It's gone pretty well for him with 2 recent second-place finishes. As for Prutzman, it's being reported this week in Area Auto Racing News by Steve Barrick that he's picked up a temporary gig helping the Sandy Klein-owned 22 in Central Pennsylvania with driver Doug Hammaker. Hammaker told Barrick that the deal will be for a few weeks and that Prutzman is traveling back and forth between PA and North Carolina, where Prutzman still lives. If you aren't aware, the Kasey Kahne Racing shop is just here in Mooresville, North Carolina. The 34-year-old Hammaker is a 410 sprint car rookie this year after having previously raced for years in the 358 division. He's made 3 starts so far this season with a best finish of 14th. That happened at Baps Motor Speedway on March 30th or 31st. He was running 11th at Williams Grove last Friday night before the rest of that main event was postponed. I would imagine that a guy like Prutzman will be a big help for Hammaker, but I'm a bit surprised this is where he popped back up. I would have figured his phone would have been ringing off of the hook with offers from top sprint car teams, but maybe he's just not interested in that right now, and this part-time deal with Klein and Hammaker is just more his speed. But this is a story we will continue to follow as the season progresses. We'll end it right there for today. I do have a fresh slider piece in my email that I need to send out. So if you want to check that out, head over to dirttracker.com/theslider and sign up to get that free email newsletter. I'll have that out to you guys in the coming days. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday out there. We will see you right back here tomorrow.